We are less than 2 weeks away from the Logi's Rare Plant Day sale on September 6th, and I have already thrown everything that I need to throw for this collection. I just have to trim and carve and paint and glaze all of the things that I still need to glaze. You're going to be coming along with me while I finish the rest of my stuff. I try to stay very organized, but honestly, at this point in the stage of getting ready for whether it be a market or a pop-up or a drop, usually about like a week and a half, 2 weeks out, is when I kind of start to get a little frantic and disorganized. I just ordered a whiteboard to put like literally right there, to organize my thoughts and have a little checklist on there so that I can stay focused and on top of everything that I need to get done each day and for the rest of the week and a half that we have left. That'll hopefully help me stay a little bit more organized for myself and honestly for this video too. The rest of this week I will finish carving all of my things and I'm going to finish painting everything. I'll hopefully be able to get a couple of bisque fires in so that way next week all that I'll need to do is glaze. I will also need to sand all of my pieces, which you'll see. I usually do that before a market. That way none of my things are like super gritty and rough. You'll also see me preparing like the day or two before the market. You'll see my process of like packing up all of my things, putting them in boxes, organizing all of my display boxes and display signs, all of that kind of stuff that can be kind of boring, but it is necessary obviously for a market, and it's helpful for people that are like, I don't really know how to pack up for a market. So you'll get to see my process. With all that being said, let's continue to get ready for this market, and I hope you enjoy, sit back and relax and have a nice coffee or tea or treat while you watch this video. And yeah, so I'm gonna stop talking and let's just do this thing. So I just finished attaching handles to some of my mugs, but I wanted to show you my ghost mug. This handle is a little different than my usual handles. I make this one upside down, so my normal handles usually look like this, but my ghosty has an upside down handle just because it kind of makes it a little more fun and different compared to the majority of my other mugs. The ghost mug it's just so fun. Like, everyone loves this guy and I love it too. This was a design that I started back in 2022 or 2021 sometime, and it was like a huge hit, and then over the years I've kind of tried to change it a little bit and make it different, but this year I've decided to just go back to the usual ghosty walking the bee. For the rest of the night I will be painting all of these guys, some mugs, and I've got a couple of soap dispensers and a cup in there too. For the rest of the week, I will be carving the rest of these mugs, bowls, travel cups. I'll be carving and painting and attaching handles for the rest of the week, and hopefully I'll be done by the weekend too. So what's awesome is that whiteboard that I just put on this vent,
because it just came in yesterday and I was so excited for it, fell while I left the studio to go get my coffee.
so now it's broken, so it no longer will be sitting there.
So, good morning. Happy Wednesday morning.
So let's talk latex. I'm going to talk to you while I latex my pieces because I gotta just keep working while I yap. This blue stuff that I am using is called a liquid latex. It basically is like a wax resist. I know a lot of people can get confused by latex. They're like, what is the point of it and why are you using it? Latex, like I said, is like a wax resist, but unlike wax resist, it's much easier to clean when you mess up. Mind you, it is still messy. If I drip this on my clothes, I most likely will not be able to get it out. So I have a lot of stained things with blue dots on it from my latex. Latex is much cleaner than wax on your pieces. So if you accidentally drip wax on your piece, it's there forever. Like there's no way really to get it off unless you scrape it really hard. And even then it might not completely come off. But latex, if it drips on, what it does is it will dry. So like this is a lightish blue right now, but you can see this is a little bit of a darker blue because it's dried. So what I'll do is I will paint this on and I let it dry. I've posted about it on my social media and I said like give it 30 minutes to dry, but honestly it depends on the humidity and what the weather is like. Sometimes I'll even paint, if I have time, the night before I glaze because you want it to be as dry as you possibly can get it to be before you start glazing. Once the latex has dried enough, I will glaze it, and then this will be nice and dry. So once you finish glazing, then you'll peel the latex off, and I'll show you later once I peel it off how that works. I feel that latex is very, very clean on your pieces because when you peel it off, it's like a screen. Wax, sometimes glaze can seep through. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. I'm not saying it's easier, trust me. Like, it feels like a very tedious, unnecessary process because you paint it on before you even glaze, and then you pull it off after you glaze, before a glaze firing. It doesn't go in the kiln. So it feels like a very wasted, long process, but unfortunately that's pottery and how a lot of the steps are in pottery. They can be very long and tedious, but still necessary. Last night or yesterday during the day, I loaded a final glaze firing of the last, I would say 40 things for Saturday's market at Logi's. And this morning I woke up to a E1 error code, which is not cool. That basically means it could mean a range of things, and I have to figure that out today. Either means that my elements are worn out or broken and need to be replaced, or it means that I could have a weird broken thermocouple, or it could be something to do with my relays. These are all terms that the majority of you probably don't know what the hell that means, but basically it means that sucks. The kiln is at like 500 degrees right now, so that means I can't look at anything yet. I can't unload the kiln. Honestly, not sure if it reached full temperature. So that could mean that I have lost. That basically means I probably won't have those last 40 things for my market on Saturday. Yay! In, what is it, 2 days? 2 days. So that really sucks. That really sucks. And I'm honestly pretty bummed. I kind of had a little bit of a freak out when I woke up this morning. I'm not too happy about this, obviously, as no one would be. But I have to just basically wait and see what I can do about this. And once the kiln is cool enough, which is usually about like between 100 and 200 degrees Fahrenheit, I can unload the kiln and check everything out and see if it reached temperature. I'm kind of assuming it didn't, but maybe it did. I don't know. We'll see. I'll just have to figure that out when we get there. I called my trusty kiln guy this morning, the crack of dawn. Thank God for Mike. He is so great and helpful through all of this, especially because there's only so much I know about kilns. He's been my guy, my ride or die guy throughout all of this, so he's been awesome. So thank you, Mike from Rusty Kiln, as always. Anyway, so we push through and make the best of it, and I still will have, obviously, plenty of goodies for this Saturday. But if I don't have that last 40 that went in this final glaze firing, I will just hopefully be able to refire once my kiln is fixed again, and maybe they'll all be able to be in my website drop. That will be next Tuesday, if I can get it in time. I just wanted to be transparent because I've been pretty stressed out lately, to be completely honest. Especially towards the end before a market, it gets very frantic, as I told you in the beginning. And I was trying to be very optimistic and organized with all of it. But it's just inevitable. I just tend to have my moments of panic and stress and freak out towards the end, hence my stress pimple on my forehead. So that's fun. I'll get back to work. I have technically 3 more days of prep for the market, so I will continue sanding my pieces. You'll see how I sand all of my things. I will make a mock display for the market so that I know what my table will look like and my booth will look like. And I will make some display signage. I'll add everything into my system. I'll get my cash for my register, and we will just keep chugging along because there is no time to fret and be sad, honestly. I don't have time for that at this point. So anyway, that's that. And I will get back to work and we will continue the video. I have my 2 tables and my display shelf set up. Oh my God, I'm gonna sneeze again. My allergies are really bad right now. I was saying, I have my 2 tables and my display shelf set up for my mock display. The next thing that I need to do is get my tablecloths and my display boxes and crates that I will be using in the display for this weekend's market. So I will get going on that, and then I will also start to set up all of my pieces on display too. This doesn't mean that it'll be everything, because if I have everything, it'll look like super cluttered and weird and like overwhelming for the customers. I will just have a little bit of each design and collection. Everything that's left, I will have in boxes underneath the tables labeled with what's in each one. That way, when I sell something and then a space opens up during the market, I can just go under my table and grab my things and then put out the rest on display. So let's go. Okay, so there you have it. That is a week and a half of market prep. It was kind of crazy, and I probably should have planned it out a little bit better, honestly, but give me a break. This is my third video, so we're figuring it out as we go, I'm sure you can tell. I officially have everything packed up now. The market is tomorrow, so everything's all packed up in their boxes. I was able to finish that firing that underfired like a couple of days ago. I didn't film it, but I was able to save some of the things that didn't make it in that kiln. So I was able to put it in my trusty scut kiln, which is a little bit smaller, so not everything fit in there, but it did save the day, and I felt a lot better about that afterwards. So everything has already been gone through, sanded, checked. I have a bunch of things that will be backstocked, because the problem with like setting up a booth is I usually like having a mock setup before a market, because that way I know what my pieces will look like, and I'm not like frantically trying to set up the morning of the market like as I'm setting up my booth. But also it helps me kind of figure out exactly how many pieces I want out, because I have a lot of different designs, and I'm aware that it can look a little bit kind of crazy and overwhelming with all the designs. So I try to only have a little bit of each, and then that way I can keep restocking everything as the day goes, hopefully. All of that is taken care of. I will be loading up my car tonight, and probably loading up my fiance's car tonight also, because we'll have to take 2 cars. Luckily, the market's only like 15 minutes away where Logi's is. It's not a terribly far drive, which is awesome. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm sure it was kind of a long one, but I hope it was cool and interesting. Thank you so much for 300 subscribers. That's crazy. Like, I can't believe that I even have that many. I didn't expect to have even like 100. So that's really awesome. And please keep it up, and please keep watching these videos and liking them and commenting and interacting, because that keeps me going. That makes me happy. Makes me want to keep making videos on here. YouTube's kind of fun, I guess. I was a little scared at first, but I mean, I'm still scared, but I will get used to it. That was awesome. So thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed it, as I already said, I think. And yeah, I will see you in the next video. I'm hoping to take videos of myself at the market too, so that I can make a video of like a recap of the market and talking about how it went. Thank you very, very much, and I will see you in the next video. See ya.